Hey man, y'all know why the vibe be so off in some of the black clubs, man. We really in there trying to have a good time and vibe out to murder music.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
DIY.
Ladies and gentlemen, let 2023 be the year that mainstream hip hop changed forever. We all know the struggles that hip hop has had, at least in mainstream hip hop, when it comes to sales. We've seen the Billboard Charts document many a times how hip hop has not had its usual domination by way of the charts. Now, it took about 6 or 7 months, but number one albums started to come in. However, just like in any business, and we know that the music business is a business first, when you take L's and you see things start to shift, some of your business practices must change as well. Ebro, a radio host and a voice within hip hop, he put a very interesting tweet up. I got a call saying, "It should be noted, many major record labels have deprioritized signing rappers. The focus is now African music and Latin music. Rappers better stop being boring and talking about the same shit over and over, chasing TikTok success and comment sections." With so many music listeners and just human beings in general, bringing the conversation of mental health to the forefront, it makes you want to filter the things that come into your brain, the things that you listen to, the voices that you listen to, and of course, the music that you listen to. And I made the prediction earlier this year that if the music is not higher frequency to appease those folks, that music will not be a priority when it comes to people actually buying merchandise or any products circulating around your music. This is further showing that that's the direction things are heading. The article goes on to say, although hip hop has made strides in the underground and mainstream, there has not been a number one hip hop song, did not know that, on the Billboard charts. Aside from Lotto's appearance on 7 with BTS member Jungkook, Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape was the first rap album of 2023 to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200, followed by Travis Scott, Utopia. But I want to zero in more on this label situation of why would you want to prioritize Afro beats and Latin music over rap. When you look at the Billboard charts and you see the music that has been dominating, you'll see that it has been the Bad Bunnies, the Wiz Kids, it's been Burna, the folks that have figured out how to tap into the pulse of Gen Z. But I think it's more than that. I alluded to one, hip hop being stagnant in terms of its topics. Hip hop also regurgitating toxic topics that are now being called out at probably a higher rate than ever before, because you now have folks who position themselves as influencers who have a platform to call rappers out or to call out the contradiction of their messages. Music consumers are not even buying tickets because they're asking themselves, why would I pay you, singular rapper, $200 to go to your show when I could spend $100 more and see everybody that's currently in my playlist via a festival? It's funny how when a thought comes to you like that, how a message will be delivered in so many different places to let you know you're not crazy. Let me draw your attention to this video. I had never heard of this artist before, but his name is Lantana Easy, and he's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He made a really interesting statement.
Hey man, y'all know why the vibe be so off in some of the black clubs, man. We really be in there trying to have a good time listening to 30 straight serial killer songs. Like, we really in there trying to have a good time and vibe out to murder music.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
What, we in there hypnotized. We damn near all done lost somebody to violence. That's why we all in there on the verge of socking some shit. We keep listening to serial killer music. These young mad ass niggas talk about hitting somebody with a switch, 30 clip, slide. Man, we in there drunk. We really hypnotized listening to this devil ass shit. I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't like some of the music, but it be like, man, how's we partying, trying to have a good time listening to murder music? This shit is psychopath shit, for real. Like,
dare I say, for the sake of sounding too woke, people are waking up. This is an artist who is actively pursuing a career in music, has so been for many years. When you hear that kind of conversation not only be articulated, but also be spread and have viewership the way he's having in here, it's a whole lot of comments in here where people are co-signing the same idea. And it sounds so crazy because, bro, I remember when my parents were saying this about music that I was listening to when I was coming up. And I was like, oh, y'all tripping. I ain't got no kind of influence on my behavior. But once you listen to something 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you start to pick up some of the words. You start to pick up some of the catchiest parts of it. And let's not get crazy and say that it's going to, if you're listening to something that's talking about murder, that you're going to go out and murder somebody, right? Even though there are some people who are on the edge and all they need is a little encouragement to do some crazy shit like that. But let's not even go that far. Let's just talk about the constant programming we do when we listen to just one of those artists, or we listen to a song over and over and over again. When we were kids, the way that we remember answers to a test so well that it's still embedded into us when we're adults is through repetition. It's through listening to a message over and over and over and over and over again. Even listening to it when you're not consciously listening to it, just put it in the background. These things start to become mantras. Music producers, rappers, and singers, are you looking to get some constructive feedback on your newest music? Joining Critique My Beats is super easy. All you gotta do is reserve a pass to critiquemybeats.com. Click on book a slot and choose if you want to get 1 beat review, 2 beat reviews on our live stream every Monday. Best beat and best song of the night is going to win a cash prize. Join us at critiquemybeats.com. You ever listen to some shit that just puts you on edge? Because I know for damn sure I've watched movies that have just put me on edge. Well, if we're talking about an audience now that is more conscious than ever before of their mental health and of the things that they're digesting, why would they continue to do the same thing if they want to get new results? I've made a lot of content that rightfully points out record labels for the treacherous ways, the manipulative ways that they take advantage of young minds, and I stand behind it all. But at the end of the day, they were always going to do that because they're a business. It does not surprise me that after their violent cash cow starts to dry up, they are so easily ready to jump ship and, as Ebro says, deprioritize the signing of rappers. When you think about this just from a business standpoint, and I'm about to get real cold. I don't operate business like this. Maybe that's not why I'm as good at business as them. Because when money is the only thing that rules your moral compass, you're going to get a whole lot of it because there's a whole lot of opportunity if you don't give a damn. But if I have a business, or say I invest into a rapper and the amount that I am investing is not coming back to me, I got to make some other decisions. That's not sustainable. Now, when I think about the amount of rap that has been missing from the charts, I'm not just thinking about the quality of music. I'm thinking about, well, that's a product that's not selling the way that it once was. Across the board, just from a business standpoint, if I invest in you as a rapper, how long do I have you for? Especially if you're making like drill, or you making like some of the most violent shit you can think of. How long do I have you for? How long before the things that I'm helping you promote, that I'm help broadcasting across the world, how many years do you have before you're gone? How many years before that were you a liability? Just thinking from the standpoint of a record label. So if they look at you like a liability, if they look at you as disposable, if they look at you like, man, you can't stay out of jail, if they look at you like, man, you ain't even gonna be here, and then after you die, your percentages of your streams are gonna burst up 200%, and I'll just find another you. Well, this is what happens when they're not making money off of that like they once were, in my opinion. And according to the Ebros, they are deprioritizing rap in place of successful genres that people are gravitating towards. You know why? Because it's always been money on their mind. Last thing I'm gonna say, especially for those who still don't believe, have you ever just found yourself randomly singing like the most absurd lyrics out of nowhere? Like 2 years ago, I had a mouse in my house and I was getting myself pumped up. You know what I was saying?
Got murder on my mind.
Why? Where did that come from? Why did I have that pop up? The hypnotizing ways seem to be shifting. The focus seems to be shifting. People seem to be waking up. Those are my thoughts, though. What do you guys think? DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.